This is a video chart presentation of ESP Resources Inc. It's a bulletin board listed company trading our ticker ESPI. The reason I picked this chart to kick the week off is because it came down here at the end of last year and made a bottom all the way down around 6 cents. Made a real strong move, it doubled, and it pulled back, formed a higher low, and importantly pushed back above a support level at 8.5 cents, as well as over top of the 50-day moving average. Volume's pretty light on this play, only 130,000 shares traded on Friday. I still think it's one to keep on radar, see if this higher low is going to continue, and see if this chart's going to try and continue to push upward and try and push back through this 200-day moving average. As to be expected, MACD made a strong move as the stock doubled. It's retraced. The trend has lost strength, but the histogram shows that a bullish cross could be happening. And overall, over the last couple months, MACD could be making a higher low. So I'll be watching for that bullish cross for the MACD to push back through zero, show the trend is going back bullish. Not getting a lot from the ADX. If anything, it's leaning towards the bearish side of things, with the negative DI pushing back through the ADX, but all three components tucked together pretty tightly and just not showing a lot of strength in any direction at this point. Money flow index holding over top of 50, showing people are paying higher prices for the stock over the average periods. Accumulation distribution in the long term, nice uptrend over the last couple months, also trending upward, making higher highs and higher lows. Jake and money flow well in the green, showing buying pressures outweighing selling pressure over the last 20 periods. CCI right down the middle of the road, very neutral reading at 0. Same type of thing with the full stow. It's a gauge of momentum right around 50. There's a little bit of tug of war between the bulls and bears to gain control of momentum. The tricks, it's a lagging indicator, so I'm not getting a ton from that either. Again, pretty neutral right around 0. Importantly, what I'd be looking for is this black line start to curl back upward, break back through the red line, it's a bullish cross, and get back above 0 to, like the MACD, show that the trend is bullish. RSIs, begin to see a theme here. Also right down the middle, RSIs are a barometer of momentum. Over top of 50 is bullish, below 50 is bearish. You can see all three components registering right there at that mark. So not getting anything too stunning from the indicators. All saying things are pretty neutral. Some of the volume-based indicators are definitely showing that there's a little bit more buying than selling going on. But it always comes down to the candlesticks and support and resistance. I'll identify that bottom support there at 6 cents. But what caught my eye about it was when it made the move all the way up to 12.5 cents, pulled back down, held that higher support at 8 cents, and also what I consider a pretty important area at 8.5 cents. Historically, that was a support level, served as some resistance coming back off that bottom before it made a real strong move. And that area right there, 8.5 cents, would be the key area of support in this chart in my opinion. Of course, ultimately, I'd like to see it over top of the 50-day moving average. Charts are much more bullish when they're trending over top of the 50 and 200-day. And right now it is slightly above that dynamic support of the 50-day. But I'd look a little bit more heavily toward the static support at 8.5 cents. Now to the north side of things, see a little bit of secondary resistance right there at 10 cents. But I see it start to heat up around 11 cents. It's certainly with the top end resistance at the old highs at 12.5 cents. If it makes that type of a move, it's of course important because it moves over top this 200-day moving average. And ultimately what I'm looking for in any bottom play chart is for higher lows and higher highs to be made to develop an upward channel. Again, volume is light in this. I actually didn't do any due diligence to find out what type of float it has, but in general, volume is pretty thin in it, although it can have some days with some pretty decent spikes over top of 1 million shares. So it looks like the chart can move easily in either direction with any surges in volume. And that's exactly what I want to see now. I'm always looking for volume to pick back up as the stock tries to break through a resistance point. Pretty interesting chart though. One thing to keep on radar this week and going forward to make sure that the support holds and see how it reacts at some resistance points. As always, merely my interpretation of the ESPI chart. Thank you for watching and trade smart.